You're listening to the Outer Banks This Week podcast, a place for people to hear what's going on up and down the beach and to get the truth about what really goes on around the Outer Banks. So, are you ready? Here we go.
All right. Thank you so much, Wes. Outer Banks This Week podcast, episode number 83, and it's all brought to you by Kelly's Automotive in Manteo. Visit him online at kellysobxauto.com. He's got the cars. He's got the sheds. He's got it all. And I was thinking about it. You know, I'll read things often, about people will be like, to know him is to love him, or to know them was to love them, or whatever. Well, that applies to Kelly and Dakota and the whole crowd. To know them is to love them. Over at Kelly's OBX or Kelly's Automotive and online at kellysobxauto.com. Oh my gosh. Wow. What a last few weeks we've had. What a last week we've had. We've had 15 inches of rain in Corolla. It seems like every other day there's a house falling in the ocean down in Rodanthe. We've had a low pressure system that kind of mounted up off the coast, that 15 inches that dumped in Corolla. Kind of went offshore, went up north a little ways, and just sat out in the ocean and just kind of spun around. It never really turned into anything tropical. It just kind of hung out there. I think it's starting to push off finally, but it caused some ocean overwash and higher rip currents and all those things, which some of these houses that have been falling in down in Rodanthe, down that direction in the Tri-Villages, they were already condemned. I want people to know that it wasn't like it was a house that people had been renting and then all of a sudden, boom, it's gone. No. These houses had been condemned, okay? Or they were on a list of houses to try and get moved soon. That's the thing. I believe there was a old saying, something about building your house upon the sand. But again, it's just what it is. The ocean's going to take back what is theirs. So, that's just, they were condemned. It's not like they were being rented on a regular basis. So, but yeah, between that and 15 inches of rain in Corolla, man, it was wet. Other than that, though, we've had some fairly pleasant weather. It hasn't been too crazy around here, in my opinion. Decent weather, but the tropics have started to wake up a little bit more now. I believe there's, Helene, starts with an H. At this moment right now, when this podcast comes out, it's probably making its way on shore down around Florida, around the Panhandle. We will see some rain from that, but how much is still up to be determined. The path of all the different bands and whatnot. I'd say if I had to make an educated guess just from the hurricane models and your meteorologist out there, the worst part of the rain is going to be west, like out towards the mountains, the Piedmont region out that way of the state of North Carolina. Here on the coast, we'll get some rain, but I don't think it'll be as much as what they get. So that's just kind of what has been going on weather-wise around here. Other than that, it's fall. It is finally fall on the Outer Banks, okay? I know I keep saying, fall's here, but, it's officially fall now here on the Outer Banks. Things slowing down a little bit, not quite as busy on the roads. And for a lot of you, this may be the time of the year when you want to come down here and enjoy things the most. You don't have the long lines in restaurants, or not as long, we'll say it that way. And things are still open until really most of your businesses, your local businesses, are going to be open through at least Thanksgiving, most of them. So, this is a great time of the year if you want to make like a little weekend getaway. There's different activities that are going on, which I'll go through in just a little bit for you to come down and participate in. This is the time of the year to do those things, so keep that in mind. I am going to be talking to Miss Crystal Corbin in just a few moments. We're going to be talking about the Virginia Tillett Community Center and the Dare to Scare 5K race that's coming up at the end of October on October 26th. So that's something that I'll be talking about with her in just a little bit. We're trying to get people interested in racing and doing that again, coming up on October the 26th. I'm just trying to think about the news. Really not, again, other than the houses falling into the ocean down in Rodanthe and just some different local political things. Can't really think about anything news-wise that's just worth mentioning, so I'm not. I'm going to leave that up to Sam Walker, Grand Slam Sam Walker at samwalkerobxnews.com. He is the answer when it comes to news on the Outer Banks. Okay. Grand Slam Sam Walker online at samwalkerobxnews.com. He has been in the game for quite some time. Okay. He's got his finger on the pulse of the news on the Outer Banks. samwalkerobxnews.com. I want to thank Mr. Tracy for coming in and talking about Jeep Invasion. That seemed like it was a huge turnout. There was a huge turnout for that. I was seeing all the pictures. I rode by the Soundside event site a few different times. I didn't pull in my Jeep Cherokee like I wanted to do. I wanted to do that, but I knew that they'd be like, look at this guy, Nah, actually, they probably wouldn't have, but I did ride by a few times, lots of Jeeps. I was helping my buddy Mike at Carolina Barbecue at the end of last week one day, and a few people came in with their Jeep Invasion wristbands on, and some Jeeps actually pulled in the parking lot and set up shop for a little while. So very cool event. I want to thank him for coming in and thank the Jeep Invasion folks for putting that on and raising money for all those great causes. What was it? Wounded Warriors, SPCA, and the Virginia Tillett Community Center toy drive for Christmas. So definitely a cool thing to do. Oh gosh, hey, Captain Marty's still doing his fishing reports. Fishing on the Outer Banks in the fall is some of the best around, okay? Best in the world, according to the captain. He's doing his daily fishing reports. You can listen to them all online at outerbanksthisweek.com. Click on the Captain Marty tab. He actually also has a rotating banner at the top of the page. And click on that. Take you directly to his fishing reports. Also take you to his stories, which coming up in the near future, and I've been saying this, I feel like since like July, maybe even June, I've been saying coming up in the near future. Well, the ball has been set in motion to get Captain Marty's Saturday show up and rolling. It'll be he and I talking fishing, making phone calls to all your local tackle shops, peers, and some of his old cronies may even stop in and hang out with us. So getting ready to get that up off the ground in the near future. So hopefully you'll tune in for that. That's always been a great time when he did that in his old FM radio days. A lot of people enjoyed it. Hopefully you will get the same enjoyment out of it with us here at Outer Banks This Week and with Captain Marty. His fishing guide's out. Make sure you pick it up at all of your local tackle shops, all the piers, anywhere where fishing can be done. That's where you can find the captain. Yes, Captain Marty. Love him so much. Dear friend of mine. Very thankful, very glad, very proud to have him here at Outer Banks This Week. All right, coming up, we're going to jump into some shout outs. But hey, look, when it comes to eradicating unwanted pests, there is but one place to call to make that happen, and that is Outer Banks Pest Control. Let's be real. No one wants to deal with nasty varmints like mice, roaches, creepy crawlies, and critters. Leave that work to the experts at Outer Banks Pest Control. Outer Banks Pest Control is the best on the beach when it comes to eradicating those unwanted creatures. They've been in business for over 25 years with well over 100 years of combined exterminating experience. Specializing in both commercial and residential properties, Outer Banks Pest Control has all the tools and equipment necessary to take on any pesky job. They pride themselves on top quality customer service and workmanship. Hey, if it ain't red and yellow, it's just some coattail riding fella. Outer Banks Pest Control, the best on the beach with a proven track record of excellence since the year 2000 and online at outerbanks-pestcontrol.com. Yes, Outer Banks Pest Control right here in Manteo. They would love to service your house, your apartment, your business, whatever you have, to make sure those varmints don't show up, or if they're there, that they disappear. All right, I'm going to jump into some shout outs. And again, podcast at outerbanksthisweek.com. I love getting emails from y'all. It makes my day when I get emails from y'all, okay? Podcast at outerbanksthisweek.com. If you got a birthday coming up, I want to shout out to you. Or if you have a friend that listens that has a birthday coming up, you want to surprise them, love to give them a shout out. Whatever, if you got something you want to talk about, I want to hear about it. Podcast at outerbanksthisweek.com. I'm going to start out with a shout out to Coach Ballgame. Okay, so this past Sunday, I was involved in a baseball camp. It was called a Sandlot style camp with a gentleman named Coach Ballgame. Now, I believe his real name was James, but I'm not 100% on that. I just know him as Coach Ballgame. Super nice guy. Thoroughly enjoyed the Sandlot camp. This gentleman, you can look him up on TikTok or YouTube or Instagram. Just search Coach Ballgame. He travels around the country doing these clinics for kids, and he reminds these kids about how baseball is supposed to be fun and how sometimes the adults just screw it up in a lot of ways. But I did the standalone podcast, if you remember, about Coach Ballgame a few weeks back with Hannah and Coach Alexander from the high school. So we were very excited to be able to be a part of that. Great time, and we're very thrilled to have had him, and hopefully he'll come back. So I want to shout out to Coach Ballgame, wherever you are right now in the United States. I hope that you are still carrying on, and attaboy. Also, want to shout out, okay, I got a couple of emails. I did. I want to start out. I'm going to read this email if I can get my papers right. Where is it? There it is. We're going to read this. I got this message. I believe it actually came through. Where did it come through? I think it came through Spotify. It came through Spotify. A gentleman named Mr. Eric from Virginia said he looks forward to a podcast every Thursday. He appreciates it. Request for episode. Okay, those considering moving to a coastal town, what is recommended for a startup due to weather and hurricanes. Okay. And what to do in Hatteras or Avon for New Year's Eve, which is family friendly. Okay, great topics. I'm going to put these away, or I'm not going to put them away. I'm going to save them and do some studying on them. I think we did maybe a year ago a podcast on hurricane prep. So you may be able to go back to that one. I don't know exactly which episode it is off the top of my head, but I know it was at least a year ago. There was one done about hurricanes and weather prep for how to get started up and what to have. Now, as far as what to do in Hatteras and Avon for New Year's, I will research that for you, and I will see what I can find. Okay. I don't know that anybody down that direction has really started doing any planning just yet. I could be wrong, though. But I will ask, and I'll do some homework for you, Mr. Eric, in regards to that, and I'll get back to you about that in the near future. Thank you for your email. My next email is from a gentleman from Farmville, Virginia. All right, his name is Mr. Steve. He works with the Southside SPCA. So he listens every week, loves it. Thank you, Mr. Steve. He's been coming down here since he was 3, and 3 times a year. It almost feels like home to him. So he would love it if I was to interview someone from the Outer Banks SPCA. I know that they're right here in Manteo. Important service to the communities that I adopted my best friend Buddy from there 3 years ago. They're having a big fundraiser on October 4th. Listen to this, October 4th. It's called Stand Up for Strays, and it's being held at the Pavilion at Pirates Cove right here in Manteo. They're having a stand-up comedian, Bobby Tessel, a catered dinner from Joanna's Cafe Lachine, and a silent auction. This is a very important fundraising event for them. He said, I work with animal rescue myself with the Southside SPCA, and it would be so great for them if I could feature them on an upcoming podcast and get them in the studio to talk about what they do. Okay, you know what? I actually know someone over at the SPCA. Okay, I think I know a couple of someones. I will make that. I got a kind of a full slate coming up in the month of October, but I haven't gotten November started yet. So maybe this is something I can bring up for the month of November. Very great suggestion, Mr. Steve. Thank you so very much for the emails. Again, keep them coming, guys. I need this. This helps me. Help me help you right now. Podcast at OuterBanksThisWeek.com. Thank you, Mr. Eric. Thank you, Mr. Steve, for your messages. And I will definitely investigate the New Year's Eve activities down in Avon, Hatteras Island area, and I will be reaching out to the SPCA very soon to get them in and to talk about what it is that the SPCA, the different services they provide, how they help the animals in a great way. So thank you for those suggestions. My next shout out. So today, the date of the podcast being released is September the 26th. And on this day 10 years ago, my oldest child, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Lebanon Levi Bateman the First, or Austin Levi as we like to call him. We kind of shortened it there, was born. Definitely a life-changing moment for me. Proud is an understatement for how I feel about Austin. He works so hard. He's such a great student. He loves he's a very loving child. Loves his friends, loves his family, very caring. I could cry right now thinking about it, but I just want to tell him happy birthday. I don't know that he'll hear it. My wife told me, I asked my wife one day, I said, "Do you listen to my podcast?" She goes, "No, I have to hear your loud mouth every day." So they don't tend to listen often, but today's his 10th birthday. So I'm very proud of him, and I love you very much, Austin. Let's see. Now, tomorrow, being the 27th, is my boss lady here at Outer Banks this week, my sales manager, Hannah McCohen Forsland. If you ever listen to her voice message, if you call her, it's like, "Hello, you've reached Hannah McCohen Forsland with one boat in Outer Banks." She has the she's got the sweetest voice, Hannah. I can't say enough great things about her. So little something about her. I met her and her husband kind of through my wife and through my work when I was helping my buddy Mike on a regular basis at Carolina Barbecue. And they had been coming in, they'd been talking to Mike, and I kind of got to talking to him. And long story short, she had kind of said something. She knew I did sales before, and she's like, "Would you like to sell again?" And at that point, I didn't want to have anything to do with it. Well, she sold me on selling again. So it started this adventure at Outer Banks this week thanks to her and her husband, Phil, and I'm very thankful. So, Hannah, happy birthday to you, sweetheart. And I can't forget about Miss Chetty and my friend Laura Beth Mann. Miss Chetty and Laura Beth, they are a mother-daughter birthday combination. Now, Miss Chetty used to watch my son Austin on a regular basis when he was little. Love her so much. And I'm very thankful for her. Okay, today is her birthday as well. And Laura Beth Mann, married to my good buddy Rex Mann down at Mancanics Automotive and Towing in Wanchese. Very good friends of mine. Can't say enough great things about them either. I want to wish them happy birthdays as well. All right, we're going to talk to Crystal coming up here in just a few moments. She's joining the show to talk about the Virginia Tillett Community Center and the Dare to Scare 5K. We're going to talk to her in just a little bit. But first, hey, a word from our friends over at High Seas Pools and Spas, where dirty water sucks.
At High Seas Pools and Spas, we believe dirty water sucks. We are a licensed and insured certified pool and spa maintenance and repair company servicing Duck to Manteo. We offer seasonal and year-round pool and spa services with a special focus on flex rentals like Airbnb and VRBO. Need a new hot tub? We can do that too. Visit us online at highseasobx.com for more information. High Seas Pools and Spas, because dirty water sucks.
All right, as promised, sitting here with me right now is lovely lady. You may remember her voice. She was part of the Meet Me in Manteo podcast we did from downtown Manteo for the launch of that whole brand earlier this spring when they had their first market of the year. She being one of those that just moved here within the last few years, made it her home. We're glad she has. Miss Crystal Corbin. Crystal.
Hi.
Welcome back. Bring that microphone a little bit closer to you.
Okay.
There you go. Crystal works here at the Virginia Tillett Community Center, and she is going to talk to us a little bit about the center itself and about the race, the Dare to Scare. Dare to Scare 5K, the Sweet Treat Fun Run. Crystal, let's talk a little bit about what you do here, what your job description is, what it is you're involved with here at the Virginia Tillett Community Center in Manteo, and then we'll jump into some race stuff. So talk to me about your job here. What is your job description?
I am the fitness coordinator here at the center. So I do all of the group exercise classes, from chair aerobics to our youthful hearts class. That's like a low impact cardio strength training. And then I also participate in some of the Special Olympics stuff. I'm going to be participating in some of the senior games things. So,
okay.
A lot of things here at the center. So,
all right. So that's kind of your AO. That's kind of your area of expertise.
yes.
So tell me, so we're sitting here in the conference room at the Virginia Tillett Community Center, but there's a bunch of different things that go on within these walls on a daily basis. Now, you've got a community gym. What is that?
We have our gym, which we have ellipticals, treadmills, weight equipment. We have dumbbells. We have all of those. We have new step machines. Those are brand new this year. Very popular machines, but they are kind of geared toward, our older
Demo?
Yeah.
Okay.
So they're lower impact on your joints,
Right.
that kind of thing. But they're also dumbbells and weights, treadmill for, if you want to challenge yourself too. So, but we have the room and it is open from 7 a.m. till 7 p.m. Monday through Thursday, 7 a.m. till 5 p.m. on Friday. And it's a good gym it's here local. And if you're a resident of Dare County or you live here or own or pay taxes here, you can use that area. You just have to take a orientation that lasts about 30 minutes.
So you mean to tell me that there's no fee?
There's no fee if you're a resident or taxpayer in Dare County. Yeah.
A taxpayer in Dare County can use that for free?
Yes.
There's nothing free in life, though, Crystal. And you're serious?
It's free.
Holy smokes.
No charge.
Okay, so we've got that, but you have like a multi-purpose room down here
Yes.
that y'all do some different classes, like aerobics classes, stuff like that?
Yes, we have chair aerobics. We have our Youthful Hearts class. We have Tai Chi. There's several yoga options on different days, different hours.
Okay.
And that's what. And then we have a Tabata that Winnie teaches on Tuesdays. So we have a step aerobics that Ricky Tillett teaches. So we have a lot of options for group classes, different
Excellent.
days. You just have to go online and look at our calendar.
Cool. So, but any of the things that go on within this building, they can be found online, your Facebook page and everything, the
Yes.
Virginia Tillett Community Center.
And our newsletter's posted, I think the September one. We haven't got the October one out yet. But
Right.
the September one's posted. It shows you a description of the classes and when they are. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. So those are just some things that you can think about when coming to the Virginia Tillett Center itself to participate in. And of course, you said it's online. You can find it there, and they do a newsletter and on the social media pages. So lots of different things here in Manteo that you can do at the Virginia Tillett Center, or the Virginia Tillett Community Center. Just wanted to kind of shine a little bit of light on that. But we're here mainly to talk about this big race. Now, is this kind of a pre-qualifier for the Boston Marathon? What are we doing here? What is this?
Kind of unofficially. Officially untimed. So it is
Officially
not,
untimed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is what, 8 years, 8th annual is what I'm reading here?
Yes. It started in 2016.
Okay. And it's been it's the same course, couple additions over the past few years. It began as an in-person event only to a hybrid event, including virtual participants.
Yes, there is a virtual option as well if you do not want to come the day of the race. So yes.
How does I wonder how that works though? Like
you do it and send in your log. A lot of yes. So you can go out and do kind of track it on different trackers on your phone, watch, and then send that in to us, and we can see that you did it. Usually it's got like a date and time on it.
Right.
So
it's crazy how those things are able to be done these days.
I know.
Because I remember like during COVID where you couldn't be close to anybody, and when you're running, sometimes you get closer than 6 feet.
Yes.
And they were able to kind of do it still and make it
staggered
beneficial.
starts. Yeah, they did that back then.
Right.
Yeah.
So and it's continued to grow every year. GoFar is involved.
Yes.
GoFar is involved with this, which is Go Out for a Run. That's an organization here locally that encourages healthy movements and healthy activity, running specifically. And I know that they're highly involved with like a lot of elementary school aged kids.
Yes, and middle school, and I think the high school too. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I know that they have I think they're, the day of the recording of this podcast being a Tuesday, I think they were meeting after school today.
The middle school, I think, did yesterday.
Okay.
They do Mondays and Wednesdays. So.
Okay. Maybe all right. I stand
But
corrected.
the elementary
I know that they
school,
meet.
yes.
All right. So benefit. All right. Who does this benefit? Well, I'll tell you what, we need to back up just a little bit. I think we started talking about the race. We didn't say when it was.
Oh, it's October 26th. It's Saturday, October 26th.
Okay. And it looks like the 5K starts at 8 a.m. at the Coastal Studies Institute.
Yes. But it starts at Coastal Studies and ends at the center, at the Tillett Center, Virginia Tillett Center.
Okay. And the Coastal Studies Institute so there's a big debate on where that building lies. Would you say that building lies in Wanchese, or would you say that building lies in Manteo?
Ooh, it says Wanchese. So
it says Wanchese on the flyer.
I'm going to go with that.
No, I got into it one time with somebody that said there's a business that's on the Wanchese curves. That is right across from a business that is listed in Wanchese, and the across the street business said that they're in Manteo, and I was like, "No, you're in Wanchese." And Well, they didn't like that very much. No, yeah. But anyway, so it's going to start there. And now there's a trail that kind of goes behind the Coastal Studies Institute. I've never been on it. My parents walk it regularly, I guess, in the wintertime when they can't go walk on the beach. So that trail, though, will take you back around and through to the Coastal Studies or to the Virginia Tillett Center. Is that correct?
Yes, without being on the highway. So you're going on our trail here.
Okay.
So you don't even have to get on 64.
Okay, yeah. You don't have to get on 64 at all. You just go, because it goes under the bridge.
Yes, it goes under the bridge. It's gravel, it's concrete, it's a trail, so it's multi-terrain.
Okay.
I guess.
Okay. Lots of aggregates involved there, I can tell.
Yes, and you get to see the water, and then, you have nature.
Okay, so people, I know that'd be a concern. It's like, well, gosh, people that are familiar with the area, having to cross the highway like that would not be fun.
No.
But you don't have to. You cross it, but you don't go like where traffic is. You go
You go under
the bridge.
Yes.
Okay, you walk on water. Got it. So the 5K starts at 8. The fun run is going to start at 9. And it's looks like the 5K is $40 a person. Is that correct? Now that's going through. Actually,
right now it's 45.
45. Okay,
yes.
that was prior to.
Yes.
Okay, I'm sorry, I missed that piece.
Till October 24th, it's $45. So.
Okay, all right.
And the sooner you sign up, you're more guaranteed to get a T-shirt.
Okay.
Sooner. Later, toward October 24th, you may be getting in the sketchy. You may not be able to get a T-shirt.
Gotcha.
And the T-shirts are really cool this year.
Well, let me ask you this, Crystal. If, let's say, gosh, now, I know the race is going to end here. Like, I want to park my car here. Does that mean I've got to, walk 5K to the start and then run back? Or how does that work?
We have a shuttle.
What?
We have a bus. Our vans, we're going to have a shuttle to take you to Coastal Studies Institute and drop you off.
So I don't have to okay, because I was concerned. I was like, you were trying to talk to me before we cut the mics on. You're like, you should totally do this. And I'm like, man, that's a lot of energy. That's 10K I'd have to run or
just
move.
5, no 10.
Okay.
We'll take you the other 5.
Okay.
So we'll drop you off. So, yeah.
That works. All right. So again, this is a walk run on different trails, footbridges, just through some residential areas. So you don't have to run. This is a run walk.
Run or walk, yes.
Okay. Let me ask you this. Let's say I'm the fastest guy out there. All right.
Okay.
I am the fastest. I finished first.
Okay.
What does that get me? Is it just bragging rights?
Oh no, you're going to get a medal. And we've got a lot of prizes from local merchants.
Okay.
That they've donated graciously. Anything from, we have 1587, a nice dinner.
What?
We have Karis, we have coffee, we have Lost Colony, a lot of local restaurants and businesses have donated. Gardendale, a lot of Manteo businesses have donated to us.
I'm a barbecue guy. Is there any barbecue?
Not yet.
Not yet, but we're getting it, aren't we? Yes, we are. Yes, we are.
We need to throw that in there. So, yes. So, we have prizes for different finishers. We have prizes for costumes. So, wear your costume.
Okay, so if I dress up like The Undertaker, will I win?
Maybe.
What? No, I want to guarantee here.
We have judges that vote on it. So,
Are you a judge?
Can't. I'm not.
What?
I don't know. As of right now, I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I could be.
See.
But I don't know.
So we need costumes.
We need costumes.
Your best Frankenstein, your best mummy, your best
Undertaker.
Dracula, or the Undertaker. Yeah, I did that. Yeah, just Crystal's referring to a few years ago. I dressed up like the Undertaker, and people did not know who I was. Like I said, I got asked if I was Rosie O'Donnell. I got asked if I was Slash.
I could see Slash.
I'm trying to think who else I got. Alice Cooper. Got that one.
Yeah.
But anyway, so we encourage people to dress up for this. It is the Dare to Scare.
Yes.
So it's supposed to be Halloween themed. It's supposed to be a lot of fun. There's going to be
treats.
I was going to say, is there going to be candy? I want somebody along the trail handing out candy.
We have candy. We need candy donations as well.
Really?
Yes.
So there's something to think about, people. We need to donate some candy, even if you go to Food Line and buy a bag and drop it off.
Drop it off. Yes, we would love that.
If we had 50 people buy
that would be amazing.
One bag of candy and drop it off here, I think that would help out tremendously.
Yes, definitely.
Even as them little, I fell into a bag of Halloween candy the other day. Just saying. And This is the time of the year where I end up falling into a lot of that stuff.
But the pumpkins have like 6 grams of protein.
Pumpkins
The Reese's
do?
pumpkins.
I did read that the other day. Thank Crystal. You just made me feel better about
You
it.
should feel better about it.
Gosh, so that means, tomorrow after I work out, I am going to eat like 6 of those to get my protein.
Yes, hit your goal.
Yes, my protein goal is hit with Reese's pumpkins.
There you go.
You are the coolest.
Get your protein.
So this is going to be a lot of fun. Now, you're averaging, it seems like a good handful of people, 125 attend in person,
Yes.
roughly, with about 50 to 75 virtual participants. So this isn't just something that is only gets like 10, 15 people, man. We're talking this thing's big, and it's been going on for 8. This will be the 8th year for it.
And let's make it bigger.
Let's continue. Yeah, let's make it bigger.
Let's go above that.
So how do we register? Where do we go to register for this fun run?
You can go to our Facebook page,
Okay.
or you can go to runsignup.com/race events, Manteo, Dare to Scare, 5K, Sweet Treat, and Fun Run.
Okay.
So, but you just go to our Facebook page, and
I'll
there
make
will
sure.
be links there. And we have some good sponsors this year that have sponsored this event. I don't want to leave them out.
Okay,
So,
who are they? Let's talk about the sponsors.
Kellogg, Pirates Cove. We have several big sponsors, Coastal Studies, the Outer Banks Visitors Bureau. So
They're
we
always big and involved with this type of stuff.
Dare County. So we've had a lot of big, good sponsors that help us
Push it along
with this event. Yes.
Get it up and off the ground. Make sure that all the different areas are covered financially. So we definitely appreciate them for stepping up and being presenting sponsors of this race. Definitely cool. And just so you were saying just a moment ago about the actual like registration and everything, I'm gonna post the links.
Yes.
As I'm gonna connect the links and everything that we have listed here to our to the link, the podcast description when it goes out. So we'll get that part covered for you
And
too.
you can sign up the morning of.
Oh, really?
Yes.
So it doesn't have to be early?
Doesn't have to be early.
So-
But if you sign up the 25th or the 26th, it is $50.
Okay.
But if you decide, hey, you wake up Saturday and you want to do it,
Okay.
October 26th, come on down.
Next question. I think we started talking about this and then we went off in left field, so we were going to come back to it. I'm giving you $50 for what? What is the benefit?
Well-
what is it going to benefit?
The proceeds from our race go to our annual toy drive each year that's held here at the center. And that toy drive, it's hosted here, and it benefits between 300 and 400 youth in our area that range from 0 to 16 years old.
Very nice.
So we provide them with toys at Christmas. So
That's
it
so
goes
awesome.
to a wonderful cause to do that for the youth and children of this community. So
You know who else just did something for the same toy drive for this place? OBX Jeep Invasion.
okay.
Yeah, I had the pleasure of speaking with that group, or Mr. Tracy, last week on the podcast, and he was talking about the different areas that benefit from the Jeep Invasion things that they do. One of them was the toy drive for the Virginia Tillett Community Center. So
Yes.
definitely cool and definitely a worthy cause. I mean, you that's why it's community.
Yes.
That's why the word community is involved in the name of this center, because that's exactly what they're about, is community and making sure that people have what they need, they don't go without. And just, kids having things to open on Christmas, that's to me, other than the reason for the season,
Yes.
that is the second closest thing to one that'll warm your heart more than anything. So love the fact that is what the proceeds will go to.
Yes.
So what else are we missing, Crystal? I feel like we've got everything pretty well covered. We just need people to sign up.
We need you to sign up.
What about volunteers?
Yes, if you want to volunteer, we're always taking volunteers. Just stop
Okay.
by the center. We have a volunteer application.
Okay.
So yeah, come by, get a volunteer application. We'd love to have volunteers. So.
Okay. And they'll fill it out. They'll hand it to you or whomever, and you will say, okay,
Yes.
you're going to hand water out over there.
Yes.
You're going to hand out Jolly Ranchers and Tootsie Rolls over there.
Yes, we
Cool.
have a job for everyone.
A job for everyone. Well, Crystal, I really appreciate you giving me some time today to talk about this. Anything that we can do at Outer Banks this week to help benefit the community, to help push events that are going on with individuals or businesses like this, to help the community out, we're all about it. So any closing thoughts? Anything else? We didn't leave anything off, did we?
I know that's what I'm checking, that we didn't leave anything out. So no, I think we covered. Just make sure you wear those costumes. Those are fun.
Okay.
It's a fun event for the family to come out and.
Do
Yes.
you have a costume?
maybe.
Okay. Care to share?
Nope.
Dare to scare?
It's a surprise.
Share?
It's a surprise.
It's a surprise.
No one knows. My husband wonders why I'm collecting weird items to make my costume out of. So.
Okay. Like, can you give us a hint? Can I try to guess? I always like these games. No?
It's a staple with the children.
A staple with the Bluey.
They love it. No.
Not Bluey?
Not Bluey.
I love Bluey, though.
It's not that.
That's who I should be for Halloween this year.
So that's all I'm going to give. That's all I'm going to.
Staple with the children.
Yes. Kids love it. Adults love it too, but.
Mickey Mouse.
No.
No? Okay.
No.
I'm probably not going to guess.
No.
Is your husband dressing up?
No.
What?
He does.
Tony Corbin, we're calling you out right now.
Yeah.
Lieutenant Tony Corbin of the Manteo PD. You've been put on notice. You better put on a costume, show up, and do the race.
A crafty costume.
Yes. Okay. All right. Well, again, Crystal, I said this in the Manteo podcast. You have been a tremendous asset to this community already in the few years that you've been here. Okay.
Thank you.
Like, I've enjoyed, meeting you at Rifle and just getting to know you better. Like, you're a phenomenal individual. So glad that you're here at the community center, and so glad that you're helping assist in putting this race together and all the other things that you're going to be involved in the future, which we'll talk about in the future because there's something else you're tied up in, but we're going to wait to talk about that another day. So, Crystal, again, thank you so much for all that you do, and thank you for giving me some time to talk to you today about the race.
Absolutely.
For over 72 years, Gallup Roofing and Remodeling, Inc. has been a leader of their industry on the Outer Banks. Their foundation of quality workmanship puts them at the top of the list when it comes to service or repairs on shingling, metal roofs, decking, siding, windows, doors, and gutters, just to name a few. For an estimate on a project, see more services, or to learn about financing options, go online to galluproofing.com. Gallup Roofing and Remodeling, Inc., covering Northeast North Carolina and the Outer Banks from Corolla to Ocracoke since 1952. Yes, love the folks over at Gallup Roofing and Remodeling. Rex, Hannah Simpson, or it's Hannah East. It's her last name now. It's not Hannah Simpson anymore. I keep calling her, that's what she was growing up. Hannah Simpson, Zeke Simpson, Tucker Simpson, the entire crowd down there at Gallup Roofing. Fantastic folks, fantastic company. You need any roofing, siding, give them a call down there at Gallup Roofing. They'll get you all set up. Great people. All right, we're going to jump into some events. Again, all these events and more can be found online at OuterBanksThisWeek.com. As I always like to say, please support your local high school and middle school athletics. They've started back up. Show these kids all the love and support for this. That could be their Super Bowl. It could be their volleyball championship. It could be their World Cup. It could be their Wimbledon. I don't know, but They need to see this love and support. I don't get to as many of the games as I would like to. I tend to go to the football games. I should be a little bit more active in practicing what I preach by going to the volleyball games and things. I just get so busy throughout the week. It's tough, and that's not an excuse, but please show these kids some love and support. Trivia nights, live music across the board, and karaoke nights, they're going on all around the Outer Banks. You can find a list of them on our OuterBanksThisWeek.com website. Actually, I'm going to get Greg Smerdell in here very soon to talk about trivia nights. That's an interesting guy. He actually does stand-up comedy, too, so I'm going to get him in here in the near future. He's a super cool guy. Haunted attractions that are coming up in the month of October, Wicked Woods. Okay, Wicked Woods is going on out at East Lake. They launch in the near future, but there was one, what was it, the Harbinger Haunted Trail? What was it? Yes, the Harbinger Haunted Trail is another one in Currituck that I just learned of recently. That is one I believe looks really fun, really interesting. And I want y'all to encourage you, the McCorney's Auditorium up in Barco, their haunted trail, their haunted activities, their haunted house. Go check out all these haunted attractions. I'm telling you, it's October coming up. It's what it's about, the Halloween season. Love it, love it. I'm very excited for it. I'm going to try to go to all of them if I can. No guarantees, but I'm going to really try. So check out all these haunted attractions that are coming up in October. Still doing mug night at Jolly Rogers in Kill Devil Hills every Thursday night. You can bring your own mug, fill it up for $3 with selected house beer. It's 21 and up, starts at $9, $5 cover, and my boy Matty P will be in the house. Hey, Prost Colony Oktoberfest. Prost Colony Oktoberfest taking place at Lost Colony Tavern in downtown Manteo for the next few weeks, I believe. Go down to the Lost Colony Tavern. I know Gino and Jared have worked really hard to make this a really fun activity. So Prost Colony. Or is it Prost Colony? Prost Colony? Yeah, I have to get Gino in here to talk about it again sometime. The Pubkin Patch, Pubkin pumpkin patch. And it's going to be happening the entire month of October at the Brewing Station in Kiddo Hills. You can see their listing on our website for more details about that. Hey, tonight, big night for high school football here in Northeast North Carolina. The Marlin Bowl is starting at 7 o'clock at Manteo High School. It's Manteo High School and the First Flight Nighthawks. It's going to be a bloodbath. Okay, maybe not quite a bloodbath. Let's hope that doesn't happen. But it's going to be a great game. It's a big rivalry. I think this is the 25th or 26th year. No, that's wrong. 21st. I don't know. I can't do the math. But it's going to be fun nonetheless. I plan on going out there and watching some of it. Austin, for his birthday, that's what he wants to do. La Fagatas and football. Love it. Love it. Sounds like a recipe for awesomeness. Hey, something else. If you're not into the football scene, you want to hear some good live entertainment, Cooper Greer and friends are going to be at the Pioneer Theater jamming out this evening starting at 7 o'clock. His friends include Paige King Johnson, R.T. Johnson, and Caleb Dillard. R.T. Johnson, gosh, that dude is he was part of a band called the Moonshine Band years ago. They rocked the pier when I worked at Fish Heads on its side, man. Fantastic entertainer. So that's something to do. Cooper Greer and friends at the Pioneer jamming out starting at 7 o'clock this evening. Buffalo City Distillery in Point Harbor is doing their paint and sip party Saturday the 28th starting at 4 o'clock. You can check out their social media for more details on how you can be a part of that. Hey, here's something fun. The Other Brothers. Okay, the Other Brothers are playing at Bass Heights Lone Cedar Saturday night as well starting at 6 o'clock. Love the Other Brothers. Okay, Bill Ray. There's Bill Ray and Doug Dino, and I'm trying to remember I can't remember, but hey, the Other Brothers are great. Listen to them for a long time. You'll love them too. Friday, October 4th, there's a 1-year anniversary party at Dune Street Raw Bar and Grill in Nags Head. It's an all-day event with live music and drink specials. See the event listing on our website for more details on that. First Friday is also happening in downtown Manteo on October 4th, starting at 6 o'clock. If you're not sure what this is, it's a big-time street party. I'm telling you, you will love it. It's fun for the whole family. So come check out First Friday in downtown Manteo starting at 6 o'clock, October 4th. Hey, it's also something going on that evening at Fish Heads is Ty Fleming's going to be jamming. I love Ty Fleming. That's somebody I'd like to have on the show because it's like I've said about him many times over. He is the man who created Chris Stapleton. He was Chris Stapleton before Chris Stapleton was cool. So Ty Fleming at Fish Heads Friday, October 4th, starting at 6 o'clock. Wicked Woods kicks off on Saturday, October 5th in East Lake around darkish. Those guys will be here next week, and we'll talk more about that in a little bit. The Daniel Jordan Band's going to be at the Brewing Station on Saturday, October 5th as well. They're going to be starting at 10:30. A lot of fun, high-energy man there. All right, just looking down the road, the 15th Annual Duck Jazz Festival is happening Saturday and Sunday, October 12th and 13th. You can get more information on that at thetownofduck.com. The Outer Banks Seafood Festival is going on Saturday, October 19th at the Soundside Event site in Nags Head. And you can go online right now to outerbanksseafoodfestival.org to get more information. And of course, as we just talked about, the 8th Annual Dare to Scare 5K is happening Saturday, October 26th, starting at 8 a.m. from the Coastal Studies Institute and finishing at the Virginia Tillett Community Center in Manteo. A lot more details coming up about that. But we've also covered a lot of them as well in this episode of the podcast. Also happening on the 26th, we've got Brew Talk over at the Soundside Event site and the 5th Annual Harbor Ween going on at Wanchese Marina. Okay. All of these things will be discussed coming up in the very, very near future, but I felt like I would just touch on them briefly right now. All righty then. We're going to wrap this thing up. I'm going to wrap it up. But first, let's take a little cruise on the Crystal Dawn.
From the moment you leave the dock, the Crystal Dawn out of Pirates Cove Marina in Manteo will take you on a seafaring excursion you'll never forget. Whether it be a sunset cruise, birthday party, wedding, or a celebration of any kind, the 65-foot spacious Crystal Dawn would love to be the vessel that helps create a lifetime of memories. They are Coast Guard certified to carry up to 97 passengers. To book your private trip in paradise, go online to crystaldawnheadboat.com. Your view of heaven can be found on the deck of the Crystal Dawn.
All right. I say this every week. Did I forget anything? I don't believe I did. But if I did, let me know. Podcast@outerbanksthisweek.com. let me know. I want to thank Crystal for allowing me to visit her at the Virginia Tillett Community Center and sit down and talk about the Virginia Tillett Community Center itself, what goes on within those walls, as well as the Dare to Scare 5K. It's going to be a lot of fun. I might try to do it. I don't know yet. She was kind of trying to punk me a little bit, I felt like. But I've known Crystal for a few years now. Super sweet person. She and her husband, her kid, great people. Glad to have them here in the community of Manteo. Wonderful, wonderful addition to our community. So glad that she's involved with this. We'll see what happens. We'll see. But next week, I'm going to have Mr. Jingles and Mr. Jangles from Wicked Woods in here again. I had him in here about a year ago. I'm going to have him in again to talk about Wicked Woods and what we can expect this year. You talk about a fun haunted attraction and the energy and time that they put into it. My goodness gracious. Really excited to have them in here, Mr. Jingles and Mr. Jangles from Wicked Woods, to talk about it. And I really hope that you will make the trip to East Lake, wherever you're from, to go and participate. Lots of fun. So that's going to do it for this week. The Outer Banks This Week podcast, all brought to you by Kelly's Automotive, online at kellysobxauto.com. Again, to know Kelly and Dakota and the crowd at Kelly's OBX Auto is to love them. To know them is to love them. So keep that in mind. I'm out of here. I'll be back next week with episode 84 and Mr. Jingles and Mr. Jangles. Good Lord willing. And the creek don't rise. Y'all take care now. Bye-bye.
This has been another radical edition of the Outer Banks This Week podcast. Be sure to like and subscribe, follow us on social media, and listen every Thursday for a new episode.